It's not a problem that I can't fix, because I can do it in the mix. And if your man gives you trouble, just to move out on a double and you don't let it trouble your brain, because away goes trouble down the drain.
I don't understand what's going on here.
Around the clock, the music never stops. A better mix of music.
Yo, it's poppin'. It's Seattle Music's very own Mari Basewan, and you're now listening to Ease Way Radio. Seattle music is real. This ain't a game. It's a movement.
The best music.
The best music. The best music. The best music.
Keep it locked to easewayradio.com.
Look who's swinging all on Frost's nuts. Come on, man. All in your studio. First thing in the morning, you waking up with Frosty on your mind.
Nigga, fuck you, nigga. Since okay, now you want to say that? Fuck you, nigga. Suck my dick, bitch. How about that? Fuck you, nigga. Now you got another fucking enemy, nigga. Now you got another enemy, nigga. Watch your motherfucking mouth, Jack Frost. Listen to yourself, nigga. I'm glad you in here. I don't give a fuck, nigga. I don't. You made who? Oh, you made me, nigga. You made me. I'm not even making no money. Fuck, nigga, I'm not making no money up here. You tripping, Frost, you tripping, bruh. You's delusional, nigga. You's a delusional ass nigga. But I'm not the one. You know what I'm saying? Now I see how niggas turn against you, bruh. Now I see. Nigga, I fed you, nigga. I fed you. I'm nothing without the, nigga, I fed you, nigga. You, oh.
What's good, y'all? Yep. Happy Friday. I just wanted to check in with y'all, man, and try to drop some I'd have to say some experience on y'all. For those of you who probably have never been in these situations or these messed up places, you know what I mean? We got a character here who, let's just say, has really no experience with at least to a certain extent of the vice life or having to do some time, having to go through any type of judicial system and some more stuff. And they go to one court proceeding, and now they're an expert. Jack Frost, BBN, is now a paralegal / court reporter. Okay. Now, listening to some of the stuff, shout out to ADTV, by the way, and all of us guys who are part of that platform and whatnot. Listening to some of the stuff that was being played on there, starting from yesterday, which is where Taxstone is starting his trial. There's starting to be two different variances of Frost's so-called analogy on the situation. Okay. We're starting to see that Frost obviously is listening to us. He's listening. We're his barometer to know when he's going too far. He needs to give us credit for keeping him in check because Frost goes too far. Okay. Now, me being in a place like I was, with the 6ix9ine situation. You know, I was there in the beginning with Frost, you know, showing you know, exactly what, you know, we were supposed to be doing, which was, you know, doing our homework, doing our research, you know, submitting information, whatever, only to have him turn around and paint his own narratives. Okay, now me, I mean, yeah, I went to, you know, I went to school. I took up some journalism, but nothing that pertains to me saying, well, I'm an expert and I'm a pro and I'm this and I'm that, and to where can't nobody tell me nothing. And then to top it up, break the number one rule in journalism. When you become biased, you're no longer a journalism. You're a narrative. Jack Quack Frost is a narrative, okay? And he's been listening to us, okay? Now, whether or not he's going to adhere to us, well, we don't know. Sometimes he gets to feeling away. And as you can see, he's really feeling away right now. Like, yeah, BBN is back and all of those things, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, okay, even if his BBN is back, I mean, let's be honest. The way you did the coverage last time, which included 6ix9ine, the 9 Trays, and some other people that were, you know, being more examined than others, aka Shoddy. You know, you did a thing that were, it was kind of, you know, downright I'll call it a dirty macking, okay? Because you had an agenda, okay? Frost had an agenda. I was there. I know we did, okay? So I'm not speaking from, you know, up in the 300 level of any arena. I was right there on the playing floor with this dude. And he felt like he had a inside shot with 6ix9ine and, you know, wanted to ride some of the narrative that was being put out there to help benefit that. Okay? Now, this clown definitely was looking to try to advance himself on the platform, okay? By throwing shade on Shotty, hoping that would gain favor with 6ix9ine. So we know now that he's willing to sell his platform, if you ask me, for the benefit of himself. Let's just say that, for himself. And since he started giving narrative now to this Taxstone situation, am I wrong? But as of yesterday, he was really painting the shade towards Taxstone, you know, like, you know, he was the culprit. He was the one that initiating all of the contact, you know, and he's the one that did this and he's the one that did that, essentially doing the same thing that he did with Shotty. Okay. What's up, Front Street? What's happening with you? Shout out to you and Penny. Thank you guys for pulling up. Yep. He sure did. So today he tries to break off the, well, I'm unbiased. And I know why he did that, because he's been listening to us like, dude, here you go again. Okay. Now, if it wasn't enough for you to feel like while you were standing outside of the federal court building and still feel like your life might be in danger, you really need to reevaluate what the real definition of being a journalist is, okay? Because you spun a narrative on Shotty so cold and so so hateful that it was like you had some personal beef in the whole thing. And really it wasn't that. You was just trying to get on 6ix9ine's nuts. Okay. Now, this situation with Taxstone and you know, the situation that happened to Banger and all that. Okay, yeah, it's what's up, Medicated Wookie? This situation, it had a very, very bad situation. Okay, somebody got killed, and for let's RIP to Banger. Okay, I mean it's a bunch of, you know, messed up situations, but we gotta leave this into the courts and into the legal representation. Quack Frost, okay? Stop trying to spin a narrative, okay? So you hearing us say these things, listening into our, you know, broadcast, you know, I'm not saying I say our because we all contribute to what AD's doing, and he'll tell you that. So nobody feel the kind of way like, oh, that ain't no, I'm there, and I'm contributing, and I feel like AD's on to something because he's definitely exposing Quack Frost. All right. And what he's doing is now he started trying to spin a narrative, and he caught on to the fact that we were exposing that. Okay. So today he comes on talking about how it's going to be his job to be, you know, unbiased and give, if he can, now I've heard these words before, if he can get, you know, commentaries from both sides of the, you know, the family and the people and whatnot. And I'm like, I mean, at this point, nobody's going to trust him with any types of commentary or narrative, especially the way that he came out with Shotty. All right. He's not to be trusted. This is why the numbers are not reflecting of the same as what Frost did with the 6ix9ine thing. These numbers are down. Not only the fact too, also it's a state case, okay? It's a state case, so it's not as big as a federal case involving RICOs and all that, and, you know, multiple gang members and whatnot. So it's not that big. So even more so, that would be indicated that you really need to keep it real, Frost. Keep it real. Stop trying to spin narratives, because that courthouse, the state courthouse, that's a whole different ball game than the federal courthouse. I think more people will have inclination to run up on you if you keep running your mouth on some bullshit, okay? And I see you trying to clean it up, and you know, you don't have to give us a shout out, but you should, you know what I'm saying? Because you definitely been starting down that path of giving out Dirty Mac indications towards Taxstone. So I'm gonna play a little bit of what he had to say in regards to his return and give you guys some reaction.
Now, the first thing I want to say is I show up into the courtroom, and it looks like I saw Taxstone's people in there showing them support. I want to applaud that, because at the end of the day, whatever happens, we always need to know that the people that love us. And being a person myself who don't have any family, it's always great to see when family is supporting someone, whether they're right or whether they're wrong. They still should love you. So Taxstone looks like he has his family in there supporting them. I want to applaud that. Now, with that being said, they only picked, I believe, I'll get to all of that, Mr. Frank Reyes. Give me a moment. I'm going to get to all of that. Hold on. So, just so we could be clear, they only chose, I believe, 8 to 9 jurors so far. This is the they went through a couple of jury pools. The defense has already did 10 of their 20 or 22 or 21 objections, you know, kicking people off the panel. The prosecution has already 11 objections, so they still got a couple of objections left. They went, and for a couple of more, they went through another jury pool in the afternoon. I did not stay for that. They're going to do another jury pool for a couple of days next week. And then next week is when the actual case is supposed to start. We're going to be there when the case starts, just so we can be clear. It looks like they're both looking for similar type of individuals to be on the case. It looks like they're both looking for people who do not know anything about hip hop. It looks like they're both looking for people. There were a lot of teachers, by the way. There were a lot of teachers. Shout out to Little B since 1983. Welcome to Frost Army, my brother. Glad to have you back. It looked like there were a lot of teachers, just so we can be clear. So I found that interesting. There were two people that I saw today. I'm not going to say who, but there was two people that I saw today that might be problematic. But the thing is, I don't know what side they will be problematic for. But there was two people today that just looked like they would be problematic to me. But I don't know if I would have wasted a renege on them, kicking them off the jury, because I don't know who they would be problematic for. I would prefer to use my get out of here cards to the people that I know would hurt my case. I would if I don't know whose case you would hurt, I wouldn't want to dwell.
He's trying so hard to walk and straddle the fence when we already know he has the inkling and a warming up to really trying to speak friendly on his guy, okay? He's been, from the start, already throwing shade on Taxstone and the whole thing, and, he already knows he's already backing himself into a wall to where he may very well have to answer to some of that narrative that he's pushing, okay? But to sit up here and listen to him, go through, the jury polls and all this, like, dude, you only been to one court. All of a sudden now you want to be an expert. I mean, you would have did better working with, Crown TV or something, but you couldn't do that. And see, the way that they're laying it down is really a very applicable way, okay? They're putting it down the way that it's acceptable, that it has some validity to where you can actually see some of the paperwork that's being submitted and not listening to BBN Quack Frost's narrative. It's silly, but it is what it is because Frost don't want to work with nobody. So instead of doing all that, he gets his personal feelings in the way, and we already heard what he had to say. He already has thrown shade on Taxstone.
Delve too far in that. I wouldn't want to get too far into that. So there was two people that was led on to today. And I think they went on for the most part that these guys are running out of their options to be able to kick people off. So so these two people just ended up skating past. That's two. I think both sides, like I said before, want someone that doesn't know much about rap and or hip hop, because if you're following rap and hip hop, there's a good chance that one of the things that you will have is already have a predisposed opinion. Now, shout out to Nick the Slick. So something was said. Also, Frank Reyes. Shout out to you, my brother. Something was said today, and this is what I mean by the attorney that the attorney that Taxstone has is actually a really good attorney. He's good. He's really good.
Yeah.
He's gonna be. I don't mean to come off wrong, but it's going to be really entertaining to watch him work.
Okay, Frost is now expert on who's representing who, all the players that are involved. I mean, let's just face it. Frost has must be like an editor of a law journal or something, and significant cases that he's just thoroughly been researching for the last 2 to 3 years, and now he's an expert on who's who. But the point being is that Frost is trying to sell himself off as something that I feel, and I'm sure a lot of us feel like he does not represent. He's trying to find himself back into that lane and into that position that he was in when he was doing the 6-9 Treyway case. And we all know what happened there. Now, my perspective on this is that, you know, Frost has a tendency to get into his feelings and getting to, you know, starting to paint narratives, which is where he goes wrong as a so-called journalist, okay? So with that being said, it's like, okay, Frost, well, you need to really you know, put a muzzle on and let the paperwork do the talking. Okay, recite from the paperwork, all right? You're already way ahead of the game when all we're doing is so-called jury sampling and taking into account as to representing the next proceedings. 100 Racist, what's up, man? He said this nigga don't know shit. He sure don't. He don't know nothing, but he's really trying to front his way up in there, trying to get back into that lane to where he had everybody watching him. And it's just, you know, we all seen where it went the first time. And, you know, they always say, you know, your first impression is the one that lasts. And when people seen the way that he went out with, you know, the 9 trades and all that, and then, you know, the way that he handled the rest of the, you know, blood business in the New York City way, it's like you're not very credible, Frost, okay? So, and now you've already divided the room. I was talking to Zeke this morning about that, and we was discussing why the numbers are down. Well, one, we already know it's just a state case, okay? But it doesn't diminish the fact that, you know, somebody got killed, right? All right. So, but it is a state case, which makes it, you know, not to have the big notoriety as it did the gang indictments and the RICOs and all that. You know, it just dramatized everything there. Where he was, and we all know that he fumbled the bag and he did not cross the goal line with it. And we already know what the rest is. He's been fighting to get back ever since. So us watching him go through this, I don't know. I'm not even holding my breath. I'm just looking at the clock like, when are you going to fuck up? Because it ain't going to take long. And, man, somebody's going to reach out and touch you. If I was Frost, I would try to repair not only everything I've done so far, but everything I did the last trial that I went to. Okay, try to clean up your act. Try to find more in line with Crown TV. You know, the guys that used to try to work with you. Look at Crown. What has he got? Like 200,000 subs now? He's killing you. He's killing you. So, you know, it's a narrative that he is not trying to address at all. It's like, man, you need to clean it up, man. And if you can't clean it up, man, you're going to continue down the path that you've been going down. And that's what we're seeing. My thing is this. I'm just hoping that he doesn't get himself into a situation where he's going to get beat up in front of the courthouse.
I want to say something, and I want to be clear. I don't want there to be no misunderstanding. Coming next week, the trial is scheduled to start. The reason why the trial has not started yet is because they haven't picked a jury. That's it. The reason why the trial hasn't started yet is because they haven't picked a jury. That's it. They're going to be picking a jury. Hopefully.
They're picking the jury, Frost, okay? That's going to happen. We know that, okay? What we need for you to do is not be the judge.
It's really good. Okay? Now, I'm not saying Taxstone's going to get off. I'm not going to say this is going to be an easy thing for him, but Taxstone's attorney is good. I was watching. Now, I want to add this. Also, just so we can be clear, I am open speaking to both sides. I spoke with Banger's brother today. Obviously, he was sitting in the pews. I spoke with him. I would speak to either side. I would love to know. It'll give me a better grasp of being able to deliver information to you guys. I'm not going to tell you what he said, obviously, but I would love to also speak with him, speak with both sides. I am not biased in any side in any way. When I speak about the events.
Okay. You know, Phil, doing daily and multiple segments about, you know, stuff that you're covering, it tends to lead to a history of some of the stuff that you've said, Quack Cross. Okay, you are biased. You are biased. Okay, we've seen that in your past, and we've seen you prior to the jury selection in regards to this whole matter. You know what I mean? And you don't realize that you may try to watch everything away overnight. We remember, because we can easily go back and look at the footage of you on some bullshit. Better Wookie said, Frost better not piss off Tribe Gangster. Facts. And Frost already knows that his head is already in a lock. So come correct. Don't come with the bullshit, because everybody knows how you rock, okay? And we're not gonna let you sell anybody out for the fact that you ain't eating and worried about where you gonna stay and all that, to where you're willing to sell out your whole platform for that. We know that. It's happened before.
That happened. I can only speak about the events in the way in which the information has been delivered to me. That's the only way I can speak about the events, obviously. So I am not a hater of Taxstone, but I am saying this. From the way in which the information was given to me, it does not look good for him. And he basically walked into this situation with the understanding that something bad was going to happen. And I'm against that, because once again, sometimes Satan, and I'm not saying either which side is Satan, because sometimes two people are fighting and Satan is off watching. Copy? I'm going to say this again. Sometimes two people are fighting and Satan is watching, because
right now Satan is talking. This guy literally said he's not against two sides, when all you got to do is look back less than 24 hours on a previous Quack Frost Live, and you will hear him saying a whole lot of shit against this guy. 100 Racer says he has no sources. He's finna get beat. Facts, just like last time. He knows he's skating on ice. Okay, yeah, we know where he's at with it, and he knows where he's at with it. That's why he tries to tune in to us to try to hear the objective perspective. Okay, this guy, he wants to throw shade and favor towards his guy. You know what I'm saying? And he already knows that, even though, yes, going down to the courthouse and all that stuff, it's going to help generate a buzz and get you some numbers. And who knows, you might even come close to getting viral. But you got to do it accordingly, and you got to do it to where, at the end of the day, at the end of the trial, you'll be able to answer to the streets, because you do have to hit the streets at some point. I don't care if it's just to go to the store, let alone the courthouse. Don't go out here with no fuck shit and thinking you're going to get away with it. No, you're not.
Satan's manipulating the situation. Satan ain't in the situation. So that's why I keep trying to tell y'all. Sometimes all Satan wants you to do is fight. He doesn't care who wins. So be mindful of that when you're out in the street and your ego is too big for you to walk away from some chump. Don't make your ego get you caught up and put in prison. Don't let your ego get you caught up and be put in a pine box. Sometimes you just got to walk away from a situation, because all Satan wants you to do is engage.
It's funny that he said that, because every time he's engaged, something's happening to him. And it's usually his fault. Okay, this is the same man that then ran up on everybody that even so-called is walking across the street. He's got an issue with him. Like, why are you trying to walk by me, walk into me, walk around me? How come I can't walk through you? He done did all of the things, okay? And so it's like so hypocritical that he would even come up and start talking about what another person needs to do. These men are over here fighting for their lives. That's what they're doing, okay? And all they need is somebody like Frost who has no street inclination, no legal mindset to be trying to tell somebody what to do. That's all facts.
That's it. Think about it like a comment section. Sometimes people was saying all type of different crazy shit. Sometimes people was doing all type of different because they just want you to engage. Once you engage, then that means that you lose the Most High's protection. And that's all Satan is trying to get you to do. Lose the Most High's protection so he can have you.
Well, it's easy to reflect back on somebody losing Most High's protection. Right now, Frost is laying on his back, looking like he's about to meet the Most High. Why? Because he started that confrontation. He is always the initiator of aggression, okay? That's what I see him doing. Always aggression, being the all. It's like you're really, really making it so that people are going to have an issue with you, and at the end of the day, you can't fucking fight.
This is just what I'm saying. So I don't know the entirety of the situation, but what I do know, I'm going to talk about because that's what I know. Now,
that's
one
what
of the
you
things
know,
I saw
okay?
that I found extremely interesting is this. So there's going to be 2 witnesses. Are you listening? There's going to be 2 witnesses that are going to come take the stand. And they're taking the stand with the understanding that they're trying to get preferential treatment from the courts. I got to hit a button. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you a second because I'm gonna hit a button too.
Now, at
Medicated
first,
Wookie
it sounded to me
said,
like they were saying one with.
he said, Taxstone family needs to know that the journalist in the courtroom was slandering him. I'm sure they already know, Wookie. I'm sure they know. And so that's why we have family members pulling up on Frost. They pulling up on him in an inadvertent way. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, they're standing next to him, they're speaking with him, and they're keeping it, keeping it visible. Like, look, dude, you're gonna have to rock this the right way because we right here. They're not saying nothing, but they saying everything. That's what I see.
But that wouldn't have made sense for them to bring it up if they were only talking about one witness. Because there's more than 2 witnesses in the damn case. But they brought up 2 witnesses, and then they spoke about at least one witness, who that testimony is being given in order for them to get preferential treatment from the courts. Now, initially, and this is who I think they're talking about, Troy Ave. Because remember, Troy Ave even said that if he don't take the stand, there's a good chance that he could be held accountable for what happened. Probably not with Benga specifically, but more than one person got shot that night. Troy Ave has to take the stand for two reasons. And I don't find any of this is snitching. If you break into my home, if you break in here, then I'm 100% in the positive. If we're out somewhere and you attack me, and then while me and you are having whatever our interaction is, a random other person gets injured, and then the courts tell me, you tell me what it is. The courts tell me that they want to hold me accountable for the random other act that happened, because when it happened, it's literally something that I did. That means that I have to go to the courts and explain to the courts why I did what I did, because if I get held, if they take me to trial, I'm gonna lose because I literally did it. A better example, so like it's like this: when a bank robber robs a bank, right, and somebody gets shot, even if the bank robber didn't do it, who is it on? It's on the bank robber.
So are you implying at that point, Frost, that the bank robber should go ahead and snitch on the person that did do the shooting? You're right, Frost. When you tell your people around you, don't do any crimes if you don't want me to tell, because I don't want to be involved with any crimes. Okay, this is a whole different world that these guys live in, man. And the narratives that you're trying to push, they don't really have any place for that. A person is going to be held accountable for whatever it is they say, whether they implicate themselves or remove themselves. Okay, that's just what they got to face. It is what it is. But for you to imply that it's okay to tell, or that you need to tell because this happened, no, you can't do that. You can't do that. These guys live in different worlds, way different worlds than you, Mr. Frost. You, my friend, are in protective custody.
Because you committed a criminal act. So everything that happened because of that criminal act, you are now held accountable for. So what the government is doing, and I don't know if this is fair or not, but what the government is basically saying is look, and this is what I believe the Troy Ave situation is. This is why Troy Ave has to testify. I do not consider this snitching. What I believe the government is saying is like, look, Mr. Ave over here is Mr.
Okay, so Frost has confirmed it. He doesn't consider it snitching that Troy has to say what happened in regards to Banger. Okay, it's snitching, man, because these gentlemen are parts of the streets who just happen to be artists, rappers, performers, and whatnot. But still, their first priority, and we can go all the way, we can look all the way back, you know, and see many people that have, as of late, been giving it up. They're getting thrown in shade as being snitches. They've been giving it up as of late. Okay, so it's not an option in a lot of instances, but people like you are pushing it like it is.
If anybody call him Av, anybody calls him Mr. Av. Anyway, Mr. Doesn't he? Shouldn't he have an album called Mr. Av? Anyway, they're saying Mr. Av over here. We want to hold you accountable when you walked out and shot the gun, and we believe that you shooting that gun got that other girl shot in the leg or wherever she got shot at, right? And then he can't say he didn't do it if he actually did it. So the only thing he can do to relieve himself or whatever the issue is by proving that the reason in which why he fired the gun was because of a different crime that was also being actually being committed at the same time. Give me 1 second. I need to blow my nose. Give me 1 minute.
Oh my God. There's your top flight journalist.
I'm going to say this again. I'm explaining to y'all the way the law works, man. Listen. So Troy Ave has to take the stand. If when Troy Ave fired the gun, there's a couple of things I'm going to say here. If when Troy Ave fired the gun, someone got shot, whoever it was, But the reason why that person got shot was because of a crime that another person was committing. In order for Troy Ave to be able to get out of those charges, he has to testify about his activity in that crime. Only you say it. I'm just.
All I can say is, at this point, it's definitely gonna be, you know, what's gonna be considered plausible these days. Okay. It's definitely, you know, the atmosphere is being created where it's okay to tell these days. Have you noticed that? From Gunna to all of these the latest high profile individuals in the music business / streets are beginning to feel like it's okay to cooperate, or they're saying that based on their recent success that's more important than the street codes. They have a dilemma, okay? And somebody like Frost pushing any type of narrative is not viable. These guys got to make up their own minds where they at with it. Because one thing that's for certain, whatever you say, it's going to stick with you the rest of your life. Am I right? Facts.
You said he triggered the situation. Who? You're just playing the pronoun game, man. Could we not use he's and she's? I don't know. I have no idea. But has Casanova, he still won't tell me who's the he or she. Has Casanova been arraigned, has he got his sentencing yet?
Here's a prime example of somebody who didn't say what happened in that aspect. Okay? It is what it is. Big Black. Frost watched a little bit too much New York Undercover. Straight up. What's up? James S. Salute everyone. 15 more minutes until the weekend starts. I feel you. I'm on break right now, James S. But I just had to address this, man, because, you know, Frost is already trying to lay the groundwork as to why, you know, the individual needs to more or less speak up against, you know, against Taxstone. You know what I mean? In other words, testify. It's just not a good look, man. No matter what, you're still gonna look like Gunner. You're still gonna look like 6ix9ine. You're still gonna keep looking like these guys, and it is what it is. You know what I mean? So whatever groundwork you're trying to lay, you know, don't think we can't see you, Frost.
My dude, they wasn't letting me in the courtrooms. There was nothing I could do. You know, that whole pandemic thing, the shit is over. We back in the courtrooms.
Okay.
Could we just take a break? I want to say
I want to take a break too. This guy is literally trying to act like he was animate about going to courtrooms, that he does court jobs for a living and so forth. And we all know you only did one trial, okay? And you blew that one in the end. And you also gave everybody a real fucked up perspective of the situation, painting shade on individuals who had no deserving of those type of allegations. Okay, you were trying to make a money grab, hoping you would gain favor, and we all seen it, and you know we saw it, so you could try to cover it up as much as you want. Quack Frost, the honorable Quack Frost now. Obviously, he wants to be the judge, jury, prosecutor, all of that. Okay, he's trying to paint this narrative, but we see him. Big Black said Frost must wear his jeans and suit jacket with the fake Jordans to get in the courtroom. We already know, man. And he's trying to get $5 to $10 drops to get to the courtroom. Okay, we gotta pay for this. We have to pay for this bullshit. All right, but all we really gotta do is watch Crown Court, man. Salute to those guys, man. I've been talking with them, and shout out to Zeke Black, man, for paving the way. Things are the right networks are falling in place, and the real's gonna always surface. The real is surfacing, all right. And Zeke is making a lot of contacts with a lot of people and open up doors for a lot of people. Trust and believe these things. I talk to him almost every day, and and we want some real information. We need paperwork, not no narrative like this cat's trying to give us every day.
Quick. If you don't think I'm recognized in them buildings, I don't know what to tell you. If you don't think.
Woo! That's the funniest shit I heard this year. Jack Frost is recognized in this building. You haven't been in none of these buildings all year. This is your first appearance, clown.
Recognized in those buildings, I don't know what to tell you. Shout out to all of the court officers who recognized me today. Shout out to y'all. I appreciate y'all. That made me feel good. BBN in the house.
Okay, so all of a sudden now, all of the court clerks and officers and everything in the state building recognize you when you made all your appearances the last couple of years in the federal building. How did you do that? I'm confused. How did you do that, man? You patting your own back, Frost. You try to push another narrative that BBN is the #1 court covering journalist in YouTube.
Shout out to all the court officers that recognized me today. That made me feel good. BBN in the house.
It's probably wondering why you ain't taking that hat off.
Shout out to all the court officers who recognized me today. All of them. Every officer of the court that recognized me today. And I'm not just talking about people. I'm not just talking about the police people. Obviously. Shout out to all the court officers that recognized me today. Shout out all the attorneys that recognized me today. That made me feel like I was back home. Woo! Let's get back to it. Thank you, KC. I appreciate you, by the way. You have no idea how much. Frank Reyes still isn't going to tell me who the he is.
Big
Satan
Black.
is the author of confusion. I'm not calling you Satan. I'm just saying. You refuse to tell me who the he is.
Man, shut the fuck up, Frost. God damn. Big Black got a point. They probably are looking at him like, you got a bad record, dude. You ain't up here on some bullshit, are you? Sean Seabrooks? Come on, man. They're going to look at you a kind of way, especially if you coming in looking real spicy.
I just want to point that out to everybody in the chat. I just want to know who the he is. Who's the he that triggered the situation? You're not going to tell me, right? Don't worry, you don't got to. Yeah, I didn't call you anything. All right, not a problem. Boom. There you go.
Oh, shit.
I'm just going to...
Frost don't give nobody no fucking room. You can't even clown. He already kicked this guy. He's out of here.
Peace. Listen, pay attention. I want everybody, and I absolutely just said I didn't call him Satan. Watch him be like, Frost called me Satan. Anyway, so listen, pay attention. Yeah, I don't get alerts from my Cash App. So if anybody did send anything, I wouldn't know unless you came here and told me. I gotta open it up first. Whatever the case is. Shout out to Randolph. He says, yes, with the $5 drop. And he says, I see you keep doing your thing, Jack. We are back.
All right, y'all. The BBN is back, okay. To what extent, I really don't know, because if he punches it in like he did the last time, which resulted in a fumble on the goal line where you could have really had some 6ix9ine content, not only that, some sort of engagement with him because you were the only one so-called riding at the end of the day, you know, then maybe, just maybe, if you learn from that, maybe you might get something out of all of this, okay? But them $5 drops, that ain't gonna get it. That ain't gonna get it. And we already know the paperwork's rolling for the house, for the residents. So let's keep it real. Let's keep it 100, all right? And who knows? I mean, at the end of the day, Frost, you might be the one showing up in court because the neighbors do not like you, all right? They don't like you. You got some weirdo type ways. I'm just saying, okay? I know you done got quiet and you trying to hide behind all these big time court cases and the incident that happened with the young man that lost his life and all that stuff that popped up, and all of a sudden you deflected all of the stuff, all of the things that were being accused of you to go into this mode. BBN is back. Okay, well, good luck with that. I'm not hating on you, but all I'm saying is I'm waiting on you. Okay, I'm waiting to see if you do the same fuck shit you did last time to the same individuals. You got a whole different batch of people. You done got rid of your latest 2 mods, people that were working with you. Okay, and it's like, I don't know. It don't seem like anything's changing with you coming back. In fact, it seems a little worse because you have no qualms about doing wrong shit to somebody.
Nigga, fuck you, nigga. Since okay, now you want to say that? Fuck you, nigga. Suck my dick, bitch. How about that? Fuck you, nigga. Now you got another fucking enemy, nigga. Now you got another enemy, nigga. Watch your motherfucking mouth, Jack Frost. Listen to yourself, nigga. I'm glad you in here. I don't give a fuck, nigga. I don't. You made who? Oh, you made me, nigga. You made me. I'm not even making no money. Fuck, nigga, I'm not making no money up here. You tripping, Frost, you tripping, bruh. You was delusional, nigga. You was a delusional ass nigga. But I'm not the one. You know what I'm saying? Now I see how niggas turn against you, bruh. Now I see. Nigga, I fed you, nigga. I fed you. I'm nothing without the nigga, I fed you, nigga. You oh.
Jimmy Pelton moved on. I can't wait to see him show up on AD's channel. He gonna have to wipe his feet. All of them gotta wipe their feet. Some of them might even have to take their shoes off. Okay? But anyway, with that being said, you know, there's one thing I learned about Frost, man. He don't want to work with nobody. Even if it means that God can't stand his ugly mouth.
Should have the BBN pages that you should be following. You have the 2 BBN pages up there. You should follow both of those pages, and you should come join our channel right here, BBN Network. I am actively making sure I block every single person I don't like, so you can't join. I don't want you niggas joining my room. I can't wait to find every single individual who I don't like so I can block.
I want to thank y'all for coming through. I want to wish everybody to have a happy weekend. And hey, man, let's do this. I want to let y'all know tonight I will be streaming another Seattle Music is Real event for my associates. You guys, please just drop through. Check us out for a second. Leave a like, comment, whatever. And man, I appreciate you coming through. That'll be going on here about 8 o'clock tonight, Eastern, Pacific Standard Time. Other than that, man, y'all do your thing. Have a good weekend. Be safe. And if anything, man, at the very most, man, celebrate the fact that it's Friday, man. You made it. You got paid. You got your money.